Hello YouTube and welcome to Series 2 Episode 9 for two games, the final two of the season, which will decide everything. This is undeniably the most important episode of the series so far. Let's get straight into it. Highlights there from the three matches that you have missed out on since we played Chelsea in that famous semi-final clash. We had done almost perfectly. We beat Tottenham 3-1, as you saw. We drew to Everton 2-2 in a match where we should really have gotten all 3 points. We were by far the better of the two sides. And then we demolished Fulham, who themselves are a pretty decent team. They're not a team who are likely to be relegated. They are firmly mid-table in 13th, and we beat them 5-0. And the reason for that has to be put down to the emergence of this guy, Adam Armstrong. Adam was played when Timu Pukki was tired and Lassina Traore had not trained very well. It left me with only one option, and that was him. And you see, looking at his form, he has grasped the opportunity with both hands. He has played 3 of the last 5. He has scored 6 goals in those 3 matches, with a poor performance, it seems, against Sheffield United, but then he wasn't the only one. But you look at even beyond that, he was picking up goals and assists as well. But it was particularly that match against Fulham where he scored a hat-trick and assisted once, attaining a rating of 9.6. That means he has emerged as the in-form striker that I was looking for, and has made me think twice about whether I do actually need a striker come this summer. Now, as explained, we are showing you the final 2 games of the season in this episode, and the first of those games is against Manchester United. Now, it's this game which is probably the most important of the two, and a look at the table tells you why. You can see we are in 5th place currently with 73 points. Liverpool are 4th with 74. Man United are 6th. Man United are 3rd with 76 points. Now, Man United have a goal difference. That means we're never going to catch them. But obviously, Liverpool are a side which we have to have our eyes on. We are only the 1 point behind. We are only 6 goals behind them in terms of goal difference. And it seems to me they are in a spot of poorer form at the moment. You look at their recent form that actually they've picked up. I was looking at them last when they were down here, but you can see they lost in the Champions League, and it seems have been able then to refocus their view on the Premier League. So in fact they are in better form than I thought, albeit that they drew only 1-1 with Villa in the last match. But if we can get that point overturned, and they have let's see, for their final 2 games they have Burnley and Arsenal, we have Man United and Leeds. If we can win both of our games and hope that Liverpool slip up, a Champions League space awaits us. So with 2 injuries picked up recently to Carlos Elena and Musa Nikati, we have picked the strongest team available to us. And that is Tim running in goal, Aarons on the right, Rahman on the left, Quiros and Zimmerman through the middle. We've got Onyeka playing box-to-box midfielder alongside Skip as the defensive central midfielder, Guri on the left, Buendia through the middle, Castrati on the right, and the in-form Adam Armstrong up front. Let's hope that's going to be enough. So here we go. So the fancy graphics are back. Can only mean one thing. It's a big match. And it sure is a big match. This is the defining match of our season. And we kick off. So win this match. And actually we will go 4th. Albeit for a short period of time. Solely because Liverpool don't play until later in the day. So that's something. We can at least look at the table for one click of the mouse to show that we'll be 4th for about 3 minutes. And United now are building up, but that's a wild shot over from Wan-Bissaka. He could have done very much better with that. Liverpool play Burnley today. So if we can, as I say, if we can get the 3 points and hope Burnley will do us a favour. Armstrong now on the ball, he shoots, and it's, I think, covered by whoever's in goal. I think it's De Gea in goal for Man United, isn't it? But covered by them in goal. Now, a draw wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It would leave us, again, reliant on others. I expect to see Greenwood there with an absolutely sublime volley, making it 1-0. Now, of course, we went down to Chelsea at Wembley and came back to win that match. So I'm not going to say that we are out of this by any stretch of the imagination. It's only the 25th minute. But we are second best at the minute. So I'm demanding more. We're not completely hopeless, but we're certainly not doing very well. So we go in 1-0 down. I'm going to point the finger. And tell them I'm just not happy with what they're doing. I mean, we did have that one opportunity with Adam Armstrong, but really that was our only opportunity. So now it's United that come forward with the ball, and they're playing some very neat football, and they're just very, very good and not able to, it seems, able to get back. Rashford scores, but that looks like it'll be offside. I would have thought it was. It did appear to be offside to me. And it is. It's been disallowed. So we still remain in this. I'm going to go demand more from the side. And I'm going to look at who we can perhaps bring on. It's our strike force that really haven't turned up today, isn't it? I think Grujic, I don't really want to change him in just yet. I think we're going to bring on Todd Cantwell. Oh, it's 1-1. What happened there? We've missed a goal. We've completely missed a goal. I'm going to have to go back and find the goal, aren't I? How do I do that? And Greenwood's in now, but he shoots straight at Tim running. How did I miss a goal? That's ridiculous. So now it's our turn to play some neat passing football. I'm going to have to go back and look at the goals afterwards, aren't I? Aaron's there, takes it 2-1 to Norwich. Fantastic stuff. I mean, I don't quite know what De Gea was doing. I mean, watch this. Cantwell to Aaron's. Aaron's then just skips into the box. For whatever reason, De Gea just dives to his away from Max Aaron's, and Aaron's just slots it in at the near post. That's very poor goalkeeping. And I would suggest perhaps something that needs to be looked at, really, because there's no way I think De Gea would actually do that in real life. You know, dive away from the person who's running at him. Anyway, Castrati there with a glorious run through the entire of the Manchester United midfield. So now Zimmerman on the ball. He plays it over to Aarons. Aarons again runs in and see if De Gea will do exactly the same. But that's a foul. And it looks as if they're going to consider whether or not it was in the penalty area. It looked, for my angle, to be outside of the penalty area. And I think, yeah, they agree. It's going to be a free kick on the edge of the penalty box. I think what we're going to do is we're going to make things a little bit more solid. So we're going to drop the tempo. We're going to time waste, play for set pieces, and I've gone back down to balanced. Is there anyone I want to bring off? Buendia's not having the best of games, but you never want to bring off your best player. He's always potentially able to do something quite special. So we're going to keep it as things are at the moment. It seems Norwich, we've lost the ball, and Man United are now coming forward. Martial, he has the ball, chips it straight into Ronning's arms. He tried the chip there, obviously forgetting that Tim Ronning is a monster of a man. He's huge. So you're not going to chip Tim Ronning very easily at all. But Man United come forward again, and Ronning picks up the loose ball. He's looking around at his options. He's going to kick it, which he's not very good at. Kicks it forward, and yes, straight onto the head of a Man United player. And Man United come forward again, but we cut it out. Armstrong picks the ball up to Onyeka. Castrati then picks up the ball, and he's running through the middle. He has everybody beat from Manchester United, but his shot is straight at De Gea. We are now into the last few minutes of regular time in this match, and Martial with the equaliser. Oh, that is such an absolute kick in the teeth. A draw. If you'd have told me we'd have drawn at the start, I'd have been relatively happy, but given that we were 2-1 up with minutes left to go, I have to say that is a disappointment, really. But that last minute goal was really very costly to us, because it not only meant that we dropped 2 points to Liverpool, who won, meaning we now need to win. Liverpool need to lose, and we need to make up 6 goals on them. But we will also now, in fact, it's a lot more than that, isn't it? If you look at it, it's 8 goals. But we've also lost ground to Arsenal, who managed to win their match, and because of their superior goal difference have leapfrogged us into 5th place. So we now need to win our final match against Leeds, and we have to hope that Arsenal lose their final match against Liverpool. Of course it is. Of course it is. So the 2 teams I'm hoping will both lose are actually playing each other in the final game. Okay, so we have to hope, and it's a very, very mild hope. So let's think this through. Right, so we have to hope Arsenal beat Liverpool in a way that swings their goal difference sufficient so that we can win our match and then overtake both of them on goal difference. So we have to score literally as many goals as we can do against a Leeds United who are themselves in 12th with a -6 goal difference. But it has to be said, have picked up their form since January. You see, they've not done particularly well, but prior to January, they found themselves in the relegation zone, having only won a handful of matches leading up to it. So they are a team in better form, but not brilliant form, and we have to hope that we can beat them. Now, the other issue that we have is that we are having some injury issues. We had minor injuries to Rocky Bullshiri and Marko Grujic. Xavi Quintilla is only just coming back. Musa Nikati is only just back, and we have an injury to Timu Puki keeping him out completely. So 5 players there who ordinarily would be in or around the first team are all suffering from injuries. So I'm going to have to take that into consideration. But the team I think I'm going to play are the team that drew with Manchester United. So Ronning in goal, Aaron's at right back, Rahman left back, Quiros and Zimmerman through the middle, Skip and Onyeka in central midfield, Guri on the left, Castrati on the right, Buendia through the middle, and Adam Armstrong up top. Given he scored that goal we never did get to see, did we? So here we go, it's kick-off time, and it is one game that could mean the difference between us being in the Champions League or the Europa League. Our Europa League hopes are still alive, albeit exceptionally faint. So we start with the first highlight with Guria pass out, but caught by Meslier. And Meslier kicks the ball straight upfield. It's picked up by Zimmerman, who jogs over to it at a gentle pace and passes it back to Max Aarons. Max Aarons then takes the ball round his player and passes very poorly straight to the Leeds fullback. And we start over. It's been a very backwards and forwards highlights. Castrati now on the ball. He runs into the penalty area and forces a save out of Meslier, who turns the ball over his crossbar. And look at that. Manchester United are losing to Wolves. And Zimmerman there with an opportunity which should have really put into the back of the net. I have to be reflective. I mean, at the end of the day, if we finish 6th, which is the worst we can do, that is still an incredible result for a team that were just promoted to the Premier League. I mean, there isn't a single criticism that can be levied against the side for finishing in the top 10. And I think the board will reflect on that. So as we go into half-time, we are 0-0. I'm going to tell them I'm not happy with the result because we have been the team that's been on top. So I'm going to thrash my arms, tell them I'm far from pleased. That has seemingly motivated them. And we now start with a highlight from Leeds, but it comes out to Guri, who runs down the line and plays a ball forward, which is easily picked up. That's a very poor ball from him, and Leeds now come back towards us, and Phillips in the box shoots and makes it 1-0 Leeds. I think what's most frustrating about it is it was all in our hands. And I think back to the Everton match where we were 2-1 in that and should have really gone on to win that match by a good couple of goals. And now to the Man United match where, to say, that last minute goal cost us 2 points. Those 4 points would have put us into the Champions League spots. So it is very much a case of what we've missed out on. But there we are, Adam Armstrong with the equalising goal, a single ball straight forward. I'm not too pleased with how we're just lumping the ball forward, particularly Guri. He's been the main culprit of that, albeit that it works that time. So we're now seeing more build-up play from Leeds, but we win the ball back with Emi Buendia to Skip, to Quiros, to Zimmerman, back to Quiros. We're now playing the ball round, as we do quite neatly on balanced, in order to try and build up a attack. But again, we play the ball loosely to Leeds, but they play it straight back at us. So Skip now with the ball over to Adam Armstrong. Meslier performing a fantastic world-class save in order to stop Adam Armstrong's first-time shot. Gives us the corner. Emi to puts the ball in, but it's headed out. And now we are playing around with the ball. I think I'm going to go back to positive because I do want to see us get this second goal. I have to have a half a mind on... I had to have a half a mind on the FA Cup final next week as well. Interesting, Wolves went 1-0 up and I thought Manchester United were going to struggle there. And Arsenal are now beating Liverpool 1-0, but it doesn't make a difference. We're not going to beat Leeds, and it's an opportunity missed for us as well. I'm told them I'm not happy with the performance. It's again a performance where we were the better of the two sides. Well, and interesting, Klopp has been sacked by Liverpool. Manchester City crowned champions as well. So congratulations to them. But you look at the final league here. We finish in 6th place in a finish that is absolutely wonderful in terms of our pre-season ambitions. But in terms of how we finished the season, you see our form there. If we have just turned 1 or 2 of those draws into victories, which we had every opportunity to do, we would be in the Europa League right now rather than in the Europa Conference League. So plenty to build upon for next season, but still a wonderful debut season back in the Premier League for my Norwich City. A disappointing end to an incredible season. A 6th place finish for Norwich City was beyond my wildest dreams when we entered the competition, and I was hoping really just to get an upper mid-table position. However, we've done more than that, and it's now going to be about building on that for next year. The board are going to expect more, the fans are going to expect more, and indeed I am going to expect more. It's going to be an interesting season next year, but we are not finished yet. We have an FA Cup final against Manchester City still to play, and that is coming up in the next episode. So please do join me then. And if you've liked what you've seen, like, subscribe, do all the usual YouTube stuff, and reach out to me on Twitter and YouTube as well. I welcome all messages, particularly with any comments that you want to make about perhaps tips, perhaps anything that you'd like to see done differently, any questions you might have. Please do feel free to ask them. I'm always happy to receive comments and feedback. So thank you very much for joining me. Come back next time for a very exciting climax to a very exciting season. We'll see you then. Take care. Goodbye.